no introduction. Introducing the one and the only Heidi Perbole.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're in for a special treat today as we explore the tale of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. As always, our band of fairy tale players will provide a live reenactment of today's tale while I get the dirt from the source. Our guests today are none other than the Seven Dwarves themselves. That's right, in no particular order, they are Howdy, Rowdy, Wordy, Nerdy, Weepy, Creepy, and Bob. But I must warn you up front, each one tells the tale a little differently. One's a little more poetic, one's a little more country, and one's a little more rock and roll. And so goes on with the rest of them, but I know you'll love them. Now, here to tell us our story, introducing our first guest. Yes, the dwarf who is a self-proclaimed poet, a lover of literature. Please give it up for Wordy!
No, speak not your thanks to me, for it is I who should be thanking you.
So you're a poet, are you?
You speak the truth, for without words I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power to stir men's blood.
Okay then, so tell us, how does the story begin?
'Twas deep upon a midwinter's eve when thus our story beganest, for the noble queen was with child.
Oh, my gracious, what pain tortures my bones. A chair, my kingdom for a chair.
The queen sat to sew while watching the softly falling snow.
Hark, how soft and gentle the snowflakes doth fall upon the windowsill.
No! Man, you're telling me all wrong!
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our second guest, Rowdy!
Wow! Let's go!
Thank you! Rowdy! Please tell us, how is Wordy's version of the story wrong?
The snow, man, the snow! It was midwinter. It wasn't some sleepy snowfall. Nah, it was a crazy blizzard. It was epic. It was more like an apocalyptic snow age.
Whoa, would you look at all that snow out there? I've never seen so much snow like, oh, forever. It's a total snow apocalypse.
Yeah, no, that's more like it.
That's pretty cool.
That's because you heard it from me, Rowdy! Yeah!
As I was saying, the queen sat at the window looking out at the softly falling
Heavily falling.
snow, pondering what name should be given to her unborn child.
Hippolyta, Bianca, Juliet.
Man, what kind of names are those? She better be thinking better names than that. She about to be a rock star for crying out loud.
Miley, Madonna, Beyonce.
But she promptly tired of thinking such bohemian monikers.
Oh, what's in a name that which we call a rose, but any other name would smell as sweet?
And as the queen looked up from her snowing at the softly falling snow, she pricked her finger upon her needle.
Oh my!
And there's blood everywhere!
Oh my! Help! Someone! Anybody!
No. 'Twas but a single drop of her mother's blood that fell upon the snow.
Oh my!
And as the queen looked down upon the dark red drop, juxtaposed against the pure white snow, she at last knew what her unborn child's name would be.
Snow White!
Lovely, simply lovely, but I'm told we may end up short on time today. Sorry, no pun intended. So, we must be moving along. Our next guest is a very intellectual, matter-of-fact dwarf who tells it like it is. Please give it up for Nerdy!
That's me, utterly and unequivocally.
Boring.
Excuse me.
Come on. Just a minute. You're the boring one. You rely too much on the facts. Every story should be based on a documentary or a reality show, you know?
So what if I prefer reality over fiction? It's like she said. I tell it exactly as it happened. Nothing but the facts here.
Whatever.
And the romantic, passionate, sometimes dramatic Weepy! Are you the matter?
Oh, I know. She doesn't like this part of the story.
For Weepy's heart is 2 sizes too large. She weeps at the saddest of sorrows and leaps at the simplest of joys.
I see. So tell us, why do you hate this part of the story so much?
Well, it's just so sad. Snow White was finally born, but then her mother tragically died in childbirth. So there was Snow White's father, and he was so happy at the birth of his child, but at the same time, he was grieved beyond all griefs because the love of his life had died in childbirth. So there he was, torn between sheer joy and utter sadness. Joy, sadness. And Snow White would have to grow up without her mother, a mother that she would have loved dearly and did love dearly for all her life, even though she never knew her. And it was just so sad. But then the king remarried. Yeah, but he married the wickedest, foulest, awfulest woman in all the land. And Snow White, who's just the fairest and kindest little soul, would have to grow up with this vile woman as her mother. And it's just so sad. However, it wasn't all that sad.
Oh, here we go.
Actually, it wasn't so sad at all.
How so? How is Snow White's upbringing less traumatic?
Oh, I know. She grew up to be beautiful. That's right.
She was beautiful. As beautiful as a shooting star blazing across the midnight sky. As beautiful as a rainbow beaming down upon the earth after a rainstorm. As beautiful as a newborn sun that melts the snow on the first day of spring. As beautiful
Okay. She was beautiful. Go on. What was that like?
What was it like? Nothing much at first. It was more about what it became, I guess.
You mean like a rivalry was born?
Yes, a rivalry, exactly. Oh, what a rivalry it was indeed.
Interesting. So can you tell us, what was that like?
Well, if I were pressed, I guess I'd have to say it was like a beauty pageant.
Today, on this fairest of them all, here are our contestants. Snow White and the diabolically evil wicked queen.
And don't you forget it.
Today, on the final round, each contestant, each lovely contestant, will be given the same question and will have 10 seconds to answer. Snow White, we will begin with you. You are beautiful. Beautiful beyond words even. So fair, so kind, no one compares.
Ahem!
Snow White, here is your question. If you could give up your beauty, what would you give it up for?
That's easy. If I could trade my beauty for anything in the world, it would be world peace.
All right, she's had it to her turn. Now it's my turn. What's my question?
As I mentioned, each of our contestants will be given the same question. So, evil queen, if you could give up your beauty, what would you give it up for?
My beauty?
That's what I said.
What would I give it up for?
Yes. Is there anything in the world you would give it up for?
I don't know. What's more important than beauty?
5 seconds.
I would give it up for,
2 seconds.
I don't know,
Is there anything in the world that you would give up your beauty for?
ultimate power.
I'm sorry, your time has expired. And now, while the judges tally the scores... Oh, the scores have been tallied already. That was quick. And now, introducing the person who will tell us who's the fairest of them all, the magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest by far.
Thank you so much. That doesn't seem like much of a contest.
It wasn't, but the evil queen was so consumed with her own beauty that she wouldn't let anybody have her crown.
So, what happened next?
Oh, you just have to get you-know-who out here to tell the rest of the story. He tells it so well.
anonymous, so by his consent we have concealed his identity. Please give it up for Creepy.
That night was almost like any other night when evil is afoot. It was a dark and stormy night.
No! No, that's not enough. Didn't you hear the guy? It was dark and stormy. Yeah, what he said.
As I was saying, it was a dark and stormy night, and the evil queen had murderous plans.
How dare she? What right has she to steal my crown and steal my thunder? No one is fairer than I, no one. And for that little wretch trespassing upon my claim, she shall pay. Oh yes, she shall pay dearly.
And so, the evil queen called upon the skills of the most skilled assassin in all of the land.
Come hither, hunter.
Yes, my queen. And the name's not Hunter, it's Huntsman. James Huntsman.
Now, the huntsman was known and feared throughout the kingdom for his very particular set of skills. Skills that he had acquired over a lifetime career. Skills that made him a living nightmare for enemies of the kingdom. And so, the evil queen called him and welcomed him into the family, so to speak.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
What does her nastiness desire?
I have a need of your services. I need you to bring me the heart of a foul creature.
That I can do. There's neither man nor monster in these woods that can escape me.
So I am told. Are you loyal to me, huntsman? Will you bring me the heart upon the creature of my request?
I will. I give you my solemn vow. Just name the creature, and I will bring you its heart.
Snow White.
The princess?
The princess.
But I...
Do you protest?
Oh, no, my queen, I would never, but it's the princess.
Yes, the princess. You gave me your vow, huntsman, promising to bring me her heart. Now you of all of my servants should know the consequences of rescinding a vow given to the queen.
I will do as I've been told.
It sounds like he didn't have a choice. That's right. She tricked him into a vow he didn't even know he was making. And one that he didn't have the heart to carry out.
Interesting. I want to hear more about that, but we must take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll hear more from Wordy, Nerdy, Weepy, Creepy, and Rowdy, as well as we welcome the two final dwarfs to tell their side of the story. More after these messages.
Someone ate my porridge.
Someone ate my porridge.
Someone ate my porridge, and it's all gone.
Someone sat in my chair.
Someone sat in my chair.
Someone sat in my chair and broke it to pieces.
Have you been victimized, injured on the job, or otherwise wronged by the cruel acts of others? I'm Little Red Riding Hood from the law firm Granny Midas and Hood, and we're on your side. And we're here to get you the compensation you need for all your unhappily ever afters.
Hi, my name is Sleeping Beauty, and when princessing the kingdom, I pricked my finger upon the job. Luckily, Granny Midas and Hook was able to get the compensation that I needed.
I got tired of everyone calling me an ugly duckling, so I went to Granny Midas and Hood for help. They filed a defamation claim and libel suit on my behalf and made everyone who slandered my name pay the price. Quack!
When my sister and I were kidnapped by an awful witch and almost eaten, Granny, Midas, and Hood were there to save the day.
They got us a settlement so big, we'll be able to buy a gingerbread house of our very own.
If you've been wrong, Granny Midas and Hood will work for you.
Granny, Midas, and Hood will get you cash whether you deserve it or not.
And we're back with Real Talk with Fairy Tale Legends. Joining us now, we have, oh, there are so many of you. Which one are you again?
Wait for it.
Knock, knock.
Oh, there it is. Yo, this one never misses a knock-knock, Joe.
Who's there?
Bob.
Bob. I guess I should have known you were in house.
No. You're supposed to say.
Bob who?
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
You're Bob, the goofy one, right?
I know him. But what are you?
Please, enough of the silliness. Are you or are you not Bob?
To be or not to be.
Fine, Bob it is.
Yep, and Bob's your uncle.
So, Bob, the Princess Snow White and the Huntsman were where we last left off in our tale. He was going to kill her, is that correct?
Kill her? Nah, he didn't even know her. And what's more, he could barely even get her out of the castle. Look, here's how it all went down. Hello, is this thing on?
Oh, here we go.
So, I just flew in from New York, you know, and now my arms are so tired. Anyone, is this thing on? Anyway, as I'm standing out waiting to get a cab, I see this huntsman talking to this princess. And he says to her,
Yo, darling, you want to go for a walk with me?
sure, where we going?
Under there.
Where?
Under there.
What?
Under there.
Under where?
Wait, what? I don't get it.
He wanted to take her for a walk.
Yes, I know, I got that much. But where was he taking her?
Under there.
Under?
No. You got to tell it once, and that was more than enough. He wanted to take her into the dark and mysterious forest.
Come along. The forest awaits.
But the princess remained cautious. After all, she had seen enough monster movies and horror flicks to know that going into the dark and mysterious forest was not a very good idea.
But I can't. I mean, I really shouldn't. After all, it's so dark and creepy, and very bad things can happen at night. Haven't you seen any scary movies lately?
No. I've been too busy hunting lately.
You mean you haven't seen The Big Bad Wolf Man?
No.
Well, what about the Texas Gingerbread Massacre?
No.
How about Once Upon a Nightmare on Elm Street?
No.
Not even the Bride of Rumpelstiltskin-Stein?
No. Look. I go into these woods all the time. There's nothing to fear.
But still, the huntsman was not saying very much to ease the princess's fears.
But there are so many dangerous things out there. There could be lions, tigers, or bears.
Oh my!
I know, it's practically full of dangerous beasts.
But finally, the huntsman knew what he had to do, and he stepped in and spoke to her genuinely, like a true hero, a man with sensitivity.
Look, princess, I know you're afraid. There are many things out there that should be feared. But you're with me, and I'll keep you safe.
It was just what she needed to hear to calm her fears and win her trust.
So he convinced her to go into the woods with him.
Yes, he did. Too bad he was leading her to death. She's so sad.
Oh, my. It looks like we're going to need a moment here to compose ourselves. Well, that's being dealt with. Let's welcome our final guest, the dwarf who's a bit more country. Please welcome to the stage, Howdy. Howdy. Howdy.
Howdy, man. And thank you kindly.
So, as Weeby was telling us, the huntsman was leading poor Snow White to her death. Is that correct?
Now wait just a daggone moment there, Aubrey. You ain't heard my part in this tale yet, so don't go making any of your gumptions just yet.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
What I mean is, she ain't done for her just yet. But she's right about one thing. That there together for a trail ride on the old Ponderosa. For the first time in her life, Miss Snow White was freed from the trappings of that terrible stepmother of hers.
Boy, howdy, I'll tell you what, Huntsman. My life ain't ever felt so free and easy as it does right now.
I try telling you, there ain't nothing to fear out in these here woods.
That's not what I meant. I mean, you're right. Maybe I wasn't scared at first, but that's only because I ain't never been out of the forest before.
And that there Huntsman was just plain shocked to hear that she ain't ever been in the woods before.
You mean tell me you ain't never been in the woods before?
Well, even worse, I never been out of the castle.
No.
Sure enough. Why, I've been cooped up with that awful stepmom of mine ever since I can remember. And now, seeing what it's like to be free, I have half a mind to never go back.
Right, now about that.
Well, what is it? You got something to say or don't you?
I'm not supposed to let you.
You can't let me. Well, why in tarnation can't you?
I'm under orders, you see.
Whose orders?
Why, your dad blames stepmom, of course.
I see. So you're gonna off me then?
Supposed to.
Supposed to? Well, are you or ain't you?
Supposed to, but nah, I just can't. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this pickle.
You mean you ain't got no plan?
No, ma'am, and if I show up back at the castle empty-handed, I'm in a heap of trouble.
Well, how will they know if you've done your job?
I'm supposed to bring the queen your heart.
My heart? And that's downright gruesome.
It is.
Well, say you brought back the heart of something else. My stepma don't know a human heart from a monkey's uncle. Well, you're a huntsman, aren't you? Go down there and hunt down any creature you want and bring back that heart.
By golly, that's a great idea. I'll just go out there and I'll fell a great beast, and I'll bring its heart to the queen and tell her that it's you. But what about you?
Well, I suppose I'll make it some way or another.
No, I just can't leave you out here on your own, princess.
Sounds like we didn't have a choice.
Wouldn't be right.
They were in a fix, that's for sure. But Miss Snow White had more metal in her than you might realize.
Look, you've got to head back without me. Don't you worry about me. You just give me some tips about how to face this wild yonder on my own, and I know I can handle whatever comes my way. You can count on that.
You sure about that?
I can guarantee it.
And so, the huntsman shared all his knowledge about the forest and the trials and tribulations the princess might have to face in it.
He told her about all the terrible beasts that lurk in the forest. The big bad wolves.
Roar.
The terrible trolls. And the wicked witches.
But he gave her his bow and showed her how to shoot it. He gave her his hunting knife and showed her how to use it.
He cut down some logs and showed her how to make a fire.
And he showed her how to be brave and fearless in the face of the unknown.
And he told her how to tell some killer knock-knock jokes to free herself from danger.
Knock, knock!
Who's there?
Quick!
Quick who?
Quick, look over there!
And thus, having taught Snow White all that he could, the princess and the huntsman parted ways.
Thank you, kind sir, and goodbye.
Goodbye, my princess.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Bravo, bravo. Give it up for our fairy tale players, everyone. It's time for another break, but when we come back, Snow White will be all on her own in the dark, mysterious forest. Will she make it out alive, or will the treacherous beast get her first? Find out after these messages.
Sunday. Blowout prices on all new and used carriages. This Sunday only at the Cinderella Automotive's Magical Sales Extravaganza.
This Sunday only, this late model town and country style carriage, sale priced 80 gold pieces. Hurry on in for one of our turn of the century models with 2, 4, all the way up to 6 horsepower, starting only at 60 gold pieces.
Don't wait. These prices won't last.
That's right, these prices won't last long. In fact, the magic disappears at precisely at the stroke of midnight. So hurry on over for our magical sales extravaganza only at Cinderella's Automotive, where we make your new and used carriages dreams come true.
And welcome back. So, when we last left off, the huntsman returned to the castle, leaving Snow White alone in the woods. Is that correct?
Yes, Snow White was all alone in the dark, mysterious forest.
But wait! You're forgetting my favorite part. The most awesome part of the tale. the Huntsman's part.
The part when he's all heroic.
The part when he went full-on hero action mode.
You see, Heidi, the huntsman had to go out and slay a great beast and take its heart to the evil queen. So he searched far and wide until he came upon a great stag.
No, it wasn't a stag.
How would you know?
He went to go slay a great beast.
But it could have been any beast.
Blah, blah, blah. Sit down. He went to go slay a great beast. Not an old, silly old stag. It was an awesome beast.
Rowdy is right. It wasn't just some lame stag. So there, the huntsman was all alone in the dark and mysterious forest when along came the boogeyman. It was like a nightmare.
No, it wasn't a boogeyman either. I'm telling you. He went to go slay a great beast.
You mean like a screaming banshee?
No, that's too annoying. No.
What was it then?
The great beast was none other than the great and powerful
Sasquatch!
Squatch. Now there's a monster story.
No, it wasn't Sasquatch either.
Mayhaps it was some mythical creature like a cyclops from the stories of yore.
No, that's too poetic.
Well, it was epic. I thought you of all the dwarves would be into epic poetry.
I do like epic, but not poetry. But no, it's not a cyclops.
I know! It was a giant T-Rex! A giant T-Rex with little bitty arms! A giant T-Rex with little bitty arms! That was so mad because it couldn't scratch me down its chin!
No, that's too silly.
The Jersey Devil.
No.
El Chupacabra.
No.
Nessie.
No, Nessie, really? This is a fairy tale for crying out loud. No. The creature was far more scarier than Nessie, El Chupacabra, Jersey Devil, all those combined. The creature was none other than the great and powerful legendary Swamp Ogre!
What are you doing in my swamp?
Then the huntsman, big, strong, brave, and awesome, took on the ogre.
In this corner, the Huntsman. In this corner, the legendary Swamp Ogre. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
And they fought what seemed like days. This was a battle for the ages. This was Tyson versus Holyfield. This was Patton versus Rommel. This was Yankees versus Red Sox. This was
Sherlock versus Moriarty.
So we meet at last, Professor.
So, what are we going to do now?
So what happens next?
It will be me bringing your heart to the queen.
The Hatfield versus McCoy.
Get off my land, you rat scoundrel!
This were my land before wherever yours, you yeller-bellied coward!
Grant versus Robert E. Lee.
I propose we fight it out on this line if it takes all summer.
Rebel yell!
Macbeth versus Macduff.
Teeth hast thou in thy head when thou wast born to signify thou camest to bite the world.
Aye, but thy food is such that it hath been belched upon by infected lungs.
You juggler, you canker blossom.
Away, you moldy rogue, away.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster.
Then yield ye, coward.
I will not yield. Lay on, Macduff.
Punch versus Judy!
Finally, the huntsman gained to control the battle with a half-shredded Nelson.
Oh no!
And then, knowing he couldn't let up such a great opponent, he then turned that half-shredded Nelson onto a full-on shredded Nelson. On that big bad.
Okay, what happened next?
Well, the huntsman gained the advantage. Did what huntsmen do best. He then grabbed the ogre.
No, not in front of the kids.
Oh, right.
Let's just say he fulfilled his pact to the queen, and leave it at that.
Very well then.
It's time for another break, so we can hear a word from our sponsors. In the meantime, go to commercial.
I'm Rumpelstiltskin from Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium. And you know what? You need to protect yourself in today's weakening economy. So that's why at Rumpelstiltskin's Gold Emporium, we're practically giving gold away. That's right, I'm practically giving it away. You would think I could, spin it in straw or something, and you'd be right. So why don't you stop down at one of our locations and get your gold for the low price of your firstborn child. That's right, your firstborn child. So come on down and don't forget the kid.
Alone in the woods for some time.
The dark and mysterious forest.
Right. The dark and mysterious forest. So, how did you end up meeting her?
Well, it was simple, really. As she wandered through the dark and mysterious woods, she stumbled upon our cottage.
Oh, I think I've heard this one before. Now stop me if I'm wrong, but I'm certain this is how I heard it told. She broke into your house, ate all your food, broke all your chairs, and slept on all your beds. And then when she woke up, she found 3 angry bears standing over her, and then the bears chased her away.
Exit pursuit by a bear. Now that would have been classic.
No. That wasn't how it happened. You're thinking of that other story with the little blonde girl.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but you have to admit, you're eerily similar.
True. But Snow White didn't destroy our home like that other girl did to the home of the bears. Instead, she took our fixer-upper of a cottage and turned it into a modern and classy showcase piece.
Today on this old cottage, we documented the restoration of a 14th century German cottage that was found abandoned and extremely disheveled. Snow White, what was it like when you found it?
It's a wreck. The roof is leaking something awful, so we're gonna have to replace it completely. The plumbing, nowhere near code, so we're gonna have to strip it out and start all over again. And not to mention loads of cosmetic issues like outdated flooring, rotten paint on the walls, and unflattering decor. But we should have her fixed up in no time.
I'm sure you will. Now, what other improvements are you planning to make on top of all that?
We've got to update the counters, so I'm thinking marble, maybe granite, and then we'll upgrade the lighting to something more timely and classical. And if there's time, we'll tackle the landscaping too.
I'm sure you'll get it all done. In the meantime, back to you, Heidi.
Thank you. It seems like we're getting a bit off track here. We're getting to the part where all of you met the princess. Which one of you can tell us about that?
Well, Snow White had been there for what seemed like days, tidying and cleaning and tidying. It was really only a couple hours, of course, but who's counting? That is when in walked the shortest pair of legs that she'd ever laid eyes on. It was a dwarf, of course, and one of the most mysterious dwarves that you'll ever meet.
It was him.
Yes, it was me. Thanks for blowing that cover. Seeing as she just broken into the place, she did what came naturally. She hid. Sensing that I was being followed, I looked around the place a bit. And just as I was about to give up my search, Snow White came out of hiding.
Hello!
Whoa. Where'd you come from?
Oh, I was hiding under the table.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I asked you first.
But I'm your guest.
But I live here.
But I'm your princess.
Princess, guest, it doesn't matter who you are. I don't give my name to especially to anyone, not to strangers.
Seeing as we were getting nowhere, I heard a knock at the door.
Knock, knock.
I was startled by this unexpected interruption in my interrogation, so I turned and intervened.
Who's there?
Annie!
Sensing this, someone was attempting to crack a joke. I played along.
Any who?
Anybody home?
Now, I was pretty certain that it was just Bob fooling around again, but I was all business. So I went with the drill.
State your business.
We're here to see a guy about a horse.
I knew it was a joke, but I was really, really serious.
All right then, what's the password?
1, 2, 3, 4.
It was the easiest password in the book. In fact, it was so easy that I didn't think anyone ever in their right mind would have actually used it.
All right then, you may come in.
But of course, it wasn't just Bob there. It was all of us.
We all came here.
And that's when we all finally met the princess.
And what was your reaction finding her there after she broke into your house and made herself at home?
I thought it was awesome.
Like a dream come true.
I thought it was a bit of a joke, personally.
No, it was like fate. Or destiny. Kismet, you might say.
I still thought it was a bit suspicious.
You were nothing but a young guy looking for a place to stay is all it was. And what about you?
Well, in my opinion, it was all of those things. That's exactly how it happened.
Okay, what happened next?
Well, while we were getting to know the princess, the evil queen was over at her castle.
And she knew that the huntsman had pulled a fast one on her.
All along, the evil queen had believed the huntsman's story to be true. But it was only whence she beckoned her magic mirror,
Come hither, mirror.
and whence it came to her that she knew that the huntsman hadn't been entirely truthful.
What say, mirror?
What say you, my queen?
Tell me I am beautiful, mirror.
You are fair, my queen.
But that was not enough to quell the queen's vanity, so she quickly recited,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
As it was when you last asketh of me, and as it shall be until her untimely demise, Snow White is undoubtedly and unquestionably the fairest of them all, my queen.
And so, the evil queen vowed to end Snow White's life, and she knew that if this most evil deed were to be done, it would need to be done by her own evil hands.
And what was her plan?
Simple. She'd just give her a poisoned apple, of course.
A poisoned apple? And how does someone make a poisoned apple?
I'm glad you asked. It's really a simple recipe, especially in the hands of a capable chef.
Welcome, my pretties, to this week's episode of the Evil Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen. Now, for today's recipe, we'll be stirring up the handiest little gem for knocking off your arch enemies. And when we're done, it'll be the most deadly apple you ever did see. Now, for today's recipe, we'll be stirring up this little apple. Now, let me introduce my solvent assistant, Igor. Welcome, Igor. Lovely. Did you bring the apple? And did you bring the poison? Neat. Now, this is truly the simplest recipe. All it takes is a little inspiration, a little ingenuity, and the tiniest dash of revenge. And you'll have yourself a poisoned apple. But before we begin, there's a tiny skosh of prep work that needs to be done. You see, we need this here apple to be completely dehydrated. After all, we want this here apple to soak up every last ounce of liquid death. Now for this step, let me introduce my lovely guest, Big Bad Wolf. Welcome, Wolfie.
My pleasure, your wickedness.
Now, as I was saying, we need this apple to be completely dehydrated. Wolfie, do your thing. And voila, we have the least juiciest apple you ever did see. Now, we take this apple. A a bit of poison, a dash of salt, and voila! The least juiciest apple you ever did see. Care for a taste, Igor? Now the next time we see each other, we'll introduce the freshly baked gingerbread and the enticing effect it has on innocent little children who are lost in the woods. I'm Evil Stepmother. And I'm Igor. Join us next time on Wicked Stepmother's Kitchen. Good food means good riddance.
Oh, juicy. I love it. As they always say in storylines like this, the plot line just gets denser.
I think what you mean to say is the plot thickens.
Whatever. Stay tuned when we come back. The Evil Queen pays Snow White a visit with the poisoned apple.
Will she eat it?
Or will she give the queen the karate chop smash? She's earned.
I'm sure what everyone is wondering is how will the princess ever survive and find true love?
Will she ride off into the sunset?
Or will the fates align against her?
Will her story be believable?
Or better yet, hysterical?
All this and more after these messages.
Someone ate my porridge.
Someone ate my porridge.
Someone ate my porridge, and it's all gone.
Someone sat in my chair.
Someone sat in my chair.
Someone sat in my chair and broke
It's a pieces.
Have you been victimized, injured on the job, or otherwise wronged by the cruel acts of others? I'm Little Red Riding Hood from the law firm Granny Midas and Hood, and we're on your side. And we're here to get you the compensation you need for all your unhappily ever afters.
Hi, my name is Sleeping Beauty, and when princessing the kingdom, I pricked my finger upon the job. Luckily, Granny Midas and Hook was able to get the compensation that I needed.
I got tired of everyone calling me an ugly duckling, so I went to Granny Midas and Hood for help. They filed a defamation claim and libel suit on my behalf and made everyone who slandered my name pay the price. Quack!
When my sister and I were kidnapped by an awful witch and almost eaten, Granny Midas and Hood were there to save the day.
They got us a settlement so big, we'll be able to buy a gingerbread house of our very own.
If you've been wrong, Granny Midas and Hood will work for you.
Granny Midas and Hood will get you your cash whether you deserve it or not.
And welcome back as we near the exciting conclusion of our tale. For all of you just tuning in, the Evil Queen has just made the poisoned apple.
But now, the evil queen needed a disguise. Otherwise, Snow White would recognize her immediately.
And since she was selling fruit, what better disguise than that of the famous Carmen Miranda?
No, no, no. The Queen's masquerade would have been more timely and classical.
That ain't no mask. This is a mask she would have worn.
Oh no, her mask would have been more romantic for sure.
Let me make the music of the night.
That is ridiculous. You can't be serious.
Seriously, Snow White would see right through any of those disguises. What she needed was something simple and unflattering. And so, the evil queen dressed herself up as a feeble old merchant woman.
And then the evil queen knocked on the door.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Owls. Owls who? You can say that again.
But wait, there's more.
Very funny. Now, who's there?
Ivana. Ivana who? Ivana, come in. Open the door already.
You're not seriously Ivana, are you? Who are you?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you gonna let me in?
This weren't no last minute. Or that's when the old crow strolled in like she owned the place.
I'm looking for the person person in charge.
And seeing as we minds were out working the mines, we left Snow White to mind the place.
That's me. I'm in charge here. What's it to you?
Let's just say I got a score to settle.
And that made Snow White just a mite nervous.
We don't want no trouble here. Just what kind of score you reckon to settle?
An apple score.
An apple core?
Nah, an apple score.
It's what I said, ain't it?
Nah, it ain't. You see, I just got here with me the finest, most succulentest apple this side of old Mississippi. Best apple of any old soul ever did see. You follow?
I follow.
Except no one ever taken a liking to these here apples I sell, man.
They ain't. Well, that's a darn shame. Seems downright hard to believe that someone would turn down a perfectly good apple.
Except they have, ma'am, begging your pardon. But you see, I got here with me the finest apple. Ever just one taste and you'll agree?
Well, if it's application you want, it's application you'll get. Lay it on me, sister. Do your worst.
And so the queen took 10 paces, turned, and stared her down.
Draw!
And quicker than lightning, she tossed that there apple over to Snow White. That there princess proved herself to be just as quick in the draw as that there evil queen. She took a bite of that apple faster than you can say, "Oh, Susanna."
Oh, Sue! Oh, man.
Told you so.
What happened next? Well, the apple was poisoned, remember? Oh, right. So, what happened next? Only the most awful and tragic thing you could possibly imagine. Snow White, our friend, our princess, our hero, the fairest of them all, died.
Right then and there. You mean she's dead, as in she actually died?
Oh yes, she was certainly dead. And when we returned, I must have I thoroughly examined her, and she was not just merely dead, but
Tragically.
dramatically,
Physically.
No, jokingly.
Mysteriously.
really most sincerely dead.
Oh my, I never realized what a tearjerker this story was before.
Oh, it is. It's just dreadful. But just wait. The story's not over. There's always hope.
There is? How can there be hope at a time like this?
Oh, there's hope. Just wait. You'll see.
Okay. When we come back, well, I guess there's always hope. Here's hoping for the best after these messages.
Hi there, I'm Jack Sprat. Who's that, you say? Now, come on, I know you know who I am. I'm the guy who could eat no fat. Seriously, you must have heard of me. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. Yes,
Yeah, that's me.
And the old saying is true. I never eat fat. Zero, nada, zilch, not a single bit of it. Saturated fat? Ha, yeah, trans fat. Booyah, bacon. Are you kidding me? And I'm here today to share with you my amazing no-fat weight loss program. That's right, folks. With my amazing no-fat weight loss program, you too can enjoy life without fat. Oh yeah, and you're gonna enjoy this weight loss plan more than any other you've tried in the past, because one of a kind system, you get to enjoy sweet sugary goodnesses to your little heart's content. That's right, candy all the time. How does it work, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Most candies contain little to no fat. Zero, not a zilch. So on my amazing no-fat weight loss plan, you can eat all the candy you want. That means you can eat candy every day. Now, how's that for a weight loss plan everyone can get behind? Am I right or am I right? In fact, I eat candy every day, all day, every day, and just look at how lean I am. So if you want to look like this, all you have to do is pick up the phone and make one short call to buy my secret book of sugary recipes full of sweet tricks and tips that will show you how you can eat nothing but candy and still lose weight. Act now and I'll throw in a bonus book, The Witch's Guide to Candy Architecture, a landmark publication how you can live in a weight loss paradise. That's right, you can eat candy every day and still lose weight. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Act now. Operators are standing by.
Pick up the phone.
You should consult your doctor before considering any weight loss plan. Jack Trust's amazing no-fat weight loss program could cause some serious and some fatal side effects, including shakes, jitters, excessive smiling, hallucinations, hyperactive disorder, lack of focus, lack of teeth, lack of limbs.
Quite possibly prolonged excruciating death too. This advertisement has been brought to you by our local sponsors and no way conflicts the views of this station.
And welcome back. So, when we last left off in our tale, poor Snow White is dead. Is that correct? And you're certain she was? You know?
Yes. We were there. We laid out the crime scene and everything.
Time of death.
1,000 hours, roughly.
Cause of death.
Apple.
Apple.
Sorry, strike that, make it poisoned apple.
Victim.
The fairest of them all.
And that would be
The princess.
her name for the official record.
Of course, of course. It's Snow White.
No. It can't be.
It's true.
Perpetrator.
Unknown.
Suspects.
Well, the evil queen is always a good lead, but there's no evidence connected to the crime at this time. There are no clear suspects.
But who done it didn't really matter, for at that very moment, in pranced the handsome prince.
Oh man, it was hilarious.
No, it was romantic.
Are you kidding me? The prince is a total goofball.
Well, let them judge for themselves, I guess.
Hello? I've come to rescue the princess in distress.
Which dress?
This dress.
Well, I'm sorry.
Finally, Snow White's prince had come.
You're too late.
Nonsense. I'm never late. I'm a prince. I always arrive just in time to save the day and conveniently save the princess.
See? Goofball.
Still handsome. And heroic. But the dwarves were right. He was too late. The princess was lost.
Sorry, Princey, but the princess is beyond saving. You're too late.
Nonsense. Perhaps the true love's kiss will wake her.
Told you so.
But still, the valiant prince didn't give up hope. He tried every romantic, heroic thing he could think of.
Perhaps this glass slipper, which I found glued to the palace stairs, will wake her. This slipper. This glass slipper. Anything?
The prince became distraught.
I'm distraught.
But still, he refused to give up hope.
I refuse to give up hope.
He tried every other thing he could think of.
I know. What? What? The pea. The princess must be sleeping upon a pea.
A pea?
Yeah. Of course, the pea. Aha! Here it is. The pea.
Pea? I'm not sure that's what this is.
Yeah, what is that thing anyways?
The pea.
No, it's just a bit of balled up fluff, like
A dust bunny.
or belly button lip.
Could be that.
It's the pea.
Where did this come from?
From underneath your mattress, my lady.
That's not what I meant. But now that I think of it, I know exactly where this came from.
Who cares? All that matters is that against all odds, I have saved you, my love.
So, the handsome and charming prince got down on one knee, pulled
Thus
out
it
his
seems.
grandmother's engagement ring,
Thus it seems our stars have aligned, bringing us together as husband and wife.
and proposed.
Please, say you'll marry me.
And they all lived happily ever after. Whoa, excuse me. They all lived happily ever after. No, sorry. That's not how our story ends. Wait. What? Yeah. You mean she didn't say yes? No. Why would she marry a random prince that she never even met before? That's not romantic. That's creepy.
Yes. Real.
But he was a prince.
And
he was romantic and charming.
And
I mean, didn't he sweep her off her feet and carry her off into the sunset?
no, that's not even romantic. They don't even know each other.
Didn't she marry the prince?
No.
But what about real love and happy endings? A fairy tale cannot end without a wedding.
We'll get to that. This story has true love, a wedding, and a happy ending. Or else, why would I even care?
And what about the evil queen and the kingdom Snow White left behind?
Oh, she'll take care of that part. Oh man, did she ever take care of that, Queen?
Well, what?
Shall we?
Shall we what? Tell the ending, like it really happened.
As it was, and as it is, and as it shall be remembered for all of eternity.
The ending of the Snow White story, the one that no one has ever heard before, full of secrets, full of twists, full of mystery.
The way it really, truly happened.
Yes, we should, we shall, we must. Isn't that what all the great poets do? Seek truth through beauty. And isn't that what this tale is most about? The fairest one of all. Yes, we should.
Yeah, okay, but all joking aside, we really gotta tell the tale as it is. I mean, who are we trying to fool?
I say we tell how it really ended. I mean, it was pretty awesome, right?
Yes. Yeah. And mysterious.
Yeah.
Romantic.
Yeah.
And hilarious.
And awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shall we get to the awesome ending? Yeah. All right. We beat.
So, as I was saying, the handsome and charming prince got down on one knee, pulled out his grandmother's engagement ring, and proposed.
Will you marry me?
Excuse me.
Come on! My knees are hurting from all this kneeling. I'm not used to kneeling.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a surprising guest. Princess Snow White.
Excuse me, it's Your Highness Snow White or Queen Snow White now?
You're right. Her Majesty. Queen. The real Snow White, everyone.
What's going on here? Who are you? What's with that getup?
Oh, me? This is nothing. I'm not a princess in real life. I just play one on TV. But I love your work.
What are you guys doing here?
We're telling your story.
Why?
Inquiring minds want to know?
I'll tell you why. Because it's romantic, funny, folkish, poetic, and true.
Very well, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was, why are the 7 of you guys telling my story? I should be the one telling it.
Oh, shucks, but we were having such a doggone good time telling it.
Very well, you can help me, but as long as I have a say in it.
As you wish, Your Majesty, as you wish. Somebody get the Queen a chair! Unless you prefer a throne that is Your Majesty.
Not at all. Any old chair will do.
Oh my, it's true. Truly is the fairest of them all.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Now, what do I do?
Just tell your story, sister, but keep it brief. That is, Your Majesty, that'd be great. Already over time. Oh, what's the rush?
You really want the ending to be told properly, don't you?
No, seriously, we need to wrap this up.
Not a problem, Heidi. We can do this. There's a lot of story left to tell, but if you want us to tell it fast, we can do it. Take it away, Princess.
Very well.
Now, where were we? So, once again, as I was saying, the handsome and charming prince got down on one knee. He got down on one knee. He got down on one knee. Pulled out his grandmother's engagement ring. And proposed.
Marry me.
Oh, but I never had any. I mean, since she'd only just met him.
Ew, gross, huh? Am I right?
Ew. No thanks. I mean, thank you for saving me and all. That was very kind of you, but I cannot marry you. We just met, and I cannot marry someone I just met.
Of course you can. This is a fairy tale.
And that's not my happy ending.
It simply wasn't true love.
I'm really sorry, but my heart belongs to another.
So she hightailed it out of there.
Later.
But what about me?
Take a hike!
I'm taking my glass slipper with me.
Snow White went to the castle to face the queen.
But she couldn't just barge in like she owned the place. She had to go incognito.
So she fooled the guards and made her way into the castle, only to learn that the evil queen had imprisoned the Huntsman.
Yes, he was to be put to death that very afternoon.
Oh my, did she save him? We're running out of time, remember? Oh, yes. Continue.
Knock, knock. Who is there?
The fair.
Fair? We're not having a fair. Who is there, I say?
The fair.
Seriously, who names their kid the fair? I'll ask once more. Who is there?
The fair.
All right, fine. The fair who?
The fairest of them all.
There they was. Just the princess and that there wicked queen.
So, you still think you're the fairest now, do you?
That's right, I do. Snow White weren't afraid of nothing.
Well, then you gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you?
You're darn right I do.
The queen of Snow White fought! But that's when Snow White totally outsmarted the queen.
Quick, look, a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Hey, you wanna get Yes! The T-Rex maneuver, man.
I released the Huntsman, but the queen called her guards.
Guards, come quick, intruders in the castle.
The queen sent the guards. The guards rushed the two friends. They fended off the attack the best they could. It was a battle for the ages, man!
No, get away from there.
It is often writ that time stops for no man. But in this chance encounter between a magic mirror and the fairest one of all, time slowed to a near halt. As the looking glass brimmed upon its footing, teetering and tottering, tottering and teetering, the queen too swayed with it, to and fro, fro and to. For the mirror was a symbol of the queen's great power, and as it fell upon the cold earth, the queen's kingdom fell with it.
No!
And that's how we defeated the queen.
No. This is not how the story goes. I'm the fairest.
Hey, shut up.
Guards, take her away. She will live alone and forgotten in exile.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little hunting man, too.
You were great.
No, you were really great. How'd you learn how to fight like that?
Oh, a little hunting man showed me.
It was true love.
And the evil queen was never heard from again.
And Snow White was crowned as queen the very next day.
And in a bit of poetic justice, the huntsman who was to be executed on that day was given the honor of placing the crown upon the queen's head.
She went on to become the greatest queen you ever done seen.
And the funniest.
Ow!
And not long after that, she and the Huntsman were wed.